Yo, 5 a.m. Sacramento. This is like when I like to DoorDash, so perfect time, people going to work. I want to talk about this, man. It might ruffle a lot of feathers, but it's unpopular belief. I definitely believe, but everybody knows like the system we live in and the system we operate and work in is extremely flawed. And I think it's very, very important to say that, especially in 2024, that if you get to the finish line of life and your mind is just completely gone and fried, cooked, and you're just brain fogged out, I don't think you won at life. I don't think that's the right path. Honestly. I don't think living a life to only get to the finish line and to not have your mind is a failure, I think. And failure is a really strong word, so I don't really want to use that, but I would say like you didn't line up the pins all the way correctly if you're striking out on a mental disorder, or you have got to the finish line if you have unresolved traumas, or you have not at least tried to fix things, you know what I mean, or tried to raise your frequency to another level, or try to get to your higher self, your highest self. Even if your highest self is not, it doesn't matter what your highest self looks like. In essence, because if it's the highest, is if it's the best you can be, is the best you can be, and that's enough. We're not striving to be Hercules, or you know what I mean. Like I'm not. I mean, I'm striving to be the best I can be, and I believe I have a Hercules in me, but I do not model myself after that. You know what I mean? The model of me is the best I can be. So, like, if I think life is about being the best we can be, and being the best we can be now in present time, every day, you get to the finish line being the best you can be. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have times where you fall off and this and that, but I don't know, man. Like, you could say it's a lifestyle of there's definitely ways to navigate life without killing yourself. I think that needs to be said. I think there's definitely a rat race, and there's definitely a competition between getting money and the speed of it, the speed of getting money and the speed of life. We know there's a rat race, and we know there's a certain speed to the will. Does the speed to the will serve you? Does the speed of the rat race serve you? And when I say serve you, what does it do to you? Mentally, physically, Is the field you're choosing serving you? Is the people and environment you go around serving you? You know? And that's not to say, like, if something isn't serving you, that you just run away from it. You know what I mean? Like, I've had jobs where I haven't been in the workforce long, but I've had, a job or two that just completely does not serve me. And it doesn't serve me to the point where in my mind, I go to a darker place. And not necessarily all dark places are bad, because if you break down barriers in a dark place, you become stronger in the light. But there is certain things that if you grab onto it, they can kill you. You know what I mean? That's a complete reality. And I think that trickles down to different emotions, and there's this more subtle attack that happens. And I would just like, I want to reiterate that, like, mental health is real, you know what I mean? And I believe we live in a time now where Gen Z are realizing a lot about mental health. They're realizing that they don't want to go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we'd rather do anything else than to work at a job and go crazy. You know what I mean? And that is, for me, it's like flourishing the creative spirit. So we're living in the years of the creator, I feel like, which are great. There's defaults to everything. You know what I mean? But I don't think the point of life is to live to get money and kill our brain. Or I don't know. It's not even about living. It's not even about work. It's just about certain ways of life that lead the mind down to destruction. That's what I'm really talking about. Like, there's a lot of different lifestyles in the world. There's a lot of different ways of living. And we're free to choose that. But I just don't feel like we came here to die, with our brains jumbled, with our brains mush. I don't think we live to die with a mush brain. You know what I mean? I think if you do, you hit a lot of landmines. And we're just discovering that now. And I do want to say that, like, I was raised by baby boomers. And all baby boomers know how to do is work. I love them for that. But at the same time, I don't have baby boomers around me that are sane mentally. Of course, I've met some, but a lot that I have met don't even know anything about mental health, don't even know anything about gut health, and I think that's just a disservice. Like, why are you living? Why live a life where you can't nourish the vessel you're living in? You know what I mean? If you're constantly tearing down your vessel, how is that even in existence? If you really think about it, what part of self-empowerment, self-health is working for somebody else and they're killing you, essentially, Not saying that all employees are bad and all work is bad. But to navigate the self in this world is the game to me. That's the game inside of the game to me.